Hi, I'm Joe Connolly with Joy Fan, an expert on pop-up stores. She's a member of the founding team of the Storefront, a pop-up store advisor. How long does the average tenant rent for, Joy?
Yes, so the average tenant, we actually have a dichotomous client. So it runs between 4 days to 6 weeks, but you can rent as low as 1 day or even a few hours.
Who are most of the pop-up renters?
Sure, that's a great question. So we have many e-commerce companies. You see the rise of e-commerce companies who are looking at pop-ups in order to either launch their brands, be able to launch a product, understand their consumer market, or even just test products and share it with new consumers.
It seems to me a fun use of a pop-up would be to test a new business idea.
Yes.
Does any significant percentage of client use it for that, or are they more along the lines of clearing out excess inventory? What's the main goal of the pop-up?
Yes, well, I think as we continue to hear the experience economy, a lot of the millennials are looking at shopping as more of an experience. And so as you continue to hear that, people are actually using it as a way to understand who their consumer market is and provide an experience back to these individuals. So, we see many brands, not only either startup brands, launching their product and sharing it, or maybe even inviting their following to come see it for the first time and feel it and actually understand the value of the product. Or we see large companies, actually provide a new experience, test something entirely new without having the loads of money and shifting and changing what their product is.
So you're telling me that despite big data, despite IBM, despite algorithms, businesses still want to lay eyes on a customer?
That is correct. We did an entire research back in 2014, really trying to understand the consumer behavior, and you'll see that discovery still happens around 85% of the time. Discovery happens in person, where you discover a new product, no matter how many ads you see online. Really, you're still looking for something, or maybe you're walking with a couple of friends or with your family, and you walk into something because it's bright and shiny. And we see actually loyalty happens at a higher 95%, where you are loyal to specific brands because you have an in-person experience, or someone related to you, or you had something of value to you in person.
Let's take a hypothetical.
Sure.
Couple of people design handbags. They have some sales online. The handbags sell for $100 to $400.
Yes.
They want pop-up space in Manhattan for 1 to 4 days.
Yep.
Where would you put them? What would it cost?
Sure. So 1 to 4 days within, we would probably put them in Soho, maybe even Nolita. And this brand would share with us who their specific target market is. Some people really want to have, locals. In that case, we would actually put them in Nolita. If they're looking for more tourism traffic, we would put them in Soho.
What would it cost a day? Tell me, sell me on this.
Sure,
This is
sure.
interesting.
So
okay, I'm interested.
For a day, it would actually be between 3,500. 3,500, but if you think about it in terms of your marketing dollars, so a lot of people are looking at it in return on investment.
Right.
What I always share is that to be able to have direct-to-consumer feedback is more valuable than maybe going to a trade show. So a trade show per day actually costs about $15,000.
You're good.
Yeah.
You're good.
So $15,000 times over 4 days. The build out of your space, you're probably looking at more so, between $35,000, $50,000 that you spend on a trade show just to go to the mid-market. And a lot of my friends at the trade shows will kill me for saying this, but you know, the way that we see it is the same way as online sales. It's direct to consumer. We're not providing you with the barrier of entry to be able to purchase what you want. So we're actually just allowing for retail to be more accessible for startups and entrepreneurs to really share their experience and their great ideas back to the consumers.
That's a great answer. If they wanted to do 2,000 a day, just so we understand, instead of Soho or Nolita, their budget is 1,500 to 2,000 a day. Where does that put them then? Where would you
absolutely.
Put them?
So we have many smaller spaces that are in Lower East Side, and those ones are readily available as well. So it's really based on location. You'll see that, you know, a lot of the smaller spaces are in Lower East Side, Lower Manhattan, downtown, as well as Brooklyn.
I love a line on your website. It said, "We'll help you go offline."
Yes.
Instead of go online. I never saw that before. We'll help you go offline.
Yes.